Welcome, YouTube, to another exciting game of Deaths of Athazar. This is one of the fastest growing card games in the Middle East. This game is between Khalid al-Ghamdi and Ibrahim al-Ghamdi. No relations, even though they have the same last name. I met Khalid and Ibrahim at the 2018 Middle East Games Con in Abu Dhabi, and they were at my booth, and both of them, I was surprised to find out that they were from Saudi Arabia. They were actually from Dammam, actually, so they were actually visiting Abu Dhabi for the conference. So I told them, since they like the game so much, when we hook up, when we get back to Saudi Arabia, play a little game for the YouTube channel, and they agreed. So this is their game, Khalid al-Ghamdi and Ibrahim al-Ghamdi. And this is one of the things you kind of learn in the Middle East when you're playing games. It's pretty much a pretty much tight-knit community when it comes to board games and card games. I think actually Ibrahim had told me at the Games Con that he's heard of the game before online, but he never actually played it. So when he saw my booth at the Games Con, he said, "Oh, let me check this out." So I'm kind of glad he came over. He came over, played a game, and he actually bought 2 decks from me for himself and his brother. All right, so let's kind of look at this game here. As always, each player is dealt 7 cards. Right, and looking at Ibrahim's hand, he has to deal with the Jinn. And remember, the Jinn is one of those cards that you want to try to get rid of as soon as possible. But he also has 2 sorcerers, a brawler, a hunter, a wise man, and an archer. And Khalid al-Ghamdi has a hunter, has that powerful prince, and that powerful merchant, and also that powerful princess. So he actually has some of the disruption cards that can actually wreak pretty bad havoc on Ibrahim when he needs to take the chance. So they start the game by passing. And of course, since both of them have the hunter, they went ahead and passed the hunter +1. And Khalid passed the sailor while Ibrahim passed the brawler. And looking at Ibrahim's hand, the most sensible thing to do is to get rid of that Jinn as soon as possible, so he has the archer to do that. So that was his first play, of course. And Khalid responded with a basic kill of a warrior killing a hunter. Khalid told me later that he passed the hunter early off so that he won't keep getting the hunter on the pass. One of the things about this game is a lot of people keep passing the hunter back and forth, which is a good thing, and it can keep you from winning keep your opponent from winning the game by giving him an extra card. But sometimes the hunter can be a nuisance to yourself because it'll keep you from winning the game as well. On the deal, Khalid gets the sorcerer and Ibrahim gets a magician. He was pretty lucky. All right. So since Ibrahim got the magician, I just want to ask you guys watching this video, looking at Ibrahim's hand, which cards would be the best cards to pass on this round? He has a magician, 2 sorcerers, a hunter, a wise man, and a sailor. All right, so I give you about 5 seconds to answer. And if you've been watching this video, watching our videos, and been taking notes on the strategies that we have also on the channel, you'll see that the best thing to do is to pass that hunter over with a wise man, which he did. Because one of the things you want to do is you want to keep the wise man is very difficult to kill off because he has such a high number. So if you're going to pass the hunter with something, you want to pass it with the wise man and leave the sailor, because if you have a sailor, there is a greater possibility of you getting a brawler to kill off the sailor. All right. Khalid plays a sorcerer, gives Ibrahim an extra card. He passes back the wise man. And of course, Ibrahim responds with the magician, getting rid of the two sorcerers. Some people would have said, no, he shouldn't have done that. He should have kept his sorcerer, at least one sorcerer for later, because he'll probably need him later on in the game when Khalid gets down to one or two cards. I guess he wanted to try to get rid of his cards as soon as possible because he wanted a fast win. But we all know in Death of Athazar, there's never always a fast win. Okay. On the deal, Khalid gets a brawler. Ibrahim gets sailor. Again, if we're going to switch between, looking at Ibrahim's hand, if we're going to switch between sailor and the wise man on the pass, you want to most likely pass the wise man off, especially when you have a brawler. Especially when you have two brawlers, because most likely you're going to either get a sailor or a brawler. And if you get one of those, you have a chance to kill off, have two kills in your hand. All right. So exactly, Ibrahim passes wise man for the brawler. And like I said, Ibrahim now has a combination of two kills, but he's allowed one. So he went ahead and killed off the sailor. Ibrahim went ahead and killed off the merchant. And on the deal, Ibrahim gets the renegade. Khalid gets the prince. Right, then they do the pass, and Khalid does a smart move of passing the hunter and the wise man, and Ibrahim passes off the extra brawler so that the renegade can kill off his sailor. Khalid plays the prince, giving Ibrahim an extra card from the deck, and Ibrahim responds by killing the sailor. Khalid gets a brawler, Ibrahim gets another sailor, and again on the pass, I'm going to go ahead and pass that hunter wise man off. This time he decided to just pass the hunter and the sailor. I guess he wanted to take a card from the deck because he felt like the wise man is just going to keep getting passed back and forth. So he went ahead and killed his sailor, and Khalid played the prince, giving him an extra card from the deck with the archer. Ibrahim gets another wise man, and this time Khalid gets a magician. And Khalid was in a pretty good position here because he already had two brawlers. So I guess, the best thing for him to do was to pass the hunter and the sailor. And I don't know if he was counting Ibrahim's hand, but he should have known that Ibrahim had at least one wise man. So he went ahead and passed the hunter and the sailor, got the archer, killed off his two brawlers, and Ibrahim had nothing, so he had to pass his turn. Oh no, he decided to take the wise man and get a magician from the deck. Khalid gets the brawler, Ibrahim gets a sailor. Ibrahim has a 3-card elimination, so he went ahead and passed the hunter wise man, and Ibrahim passed the brawler. Now let's go back. Even though the archer kills the brawler, he has an opportunity for the archer to kill the brawler. He had no choice but to get rid of one, because on the pass phase, you must pass one card. Right. So Ibrahim went ahead and killed off his two sailors, leaving him with one brawler. Ibrahim had to pass his turn because he didn't have a kill. So instead of, I'm sorry, so instead of pass, he just went ahead and used his wise man and got a warrior 15, which was a good play because a warrior 15 is a pretty good card to have. And Ibrahim gets the renegade, merchant, pass. Khalid passed the hunter, archer, and Ibrahim passes his renegade because renegade can't do anything to the brawler. And Khalid kills the renegade, and Ibrahim kills the brawler. And at this point of the table, this was what we considered the moment of truth. Both players had one card, so it kind of depends on the next card that could make or break this game. Because either one of these players could get a killer card to kill their hand off. All right. So Khalid gets a magician, which is the worst killer card you can get when you're down to one card. Ibrahim gets the brawler. They do the pass. Each one of them passed their killer card. They realized either one, it didn't matter. So both of them passed, so they had to take another card from the deck. Ibrahim gets the sailor. Khalid gets the archer. And now, here's my question to many of you guys. Now, this is the pass phase. Khalid has a merchant, a brawler, and an archer. And archer kills a brawler. So this will allow him to get rid of 2 cards. And also to expect 1 from the opponent. So most of you might think to pass over the merchant. But if he were to do that, and Ibrahim had the merchant, Ibrahim could play the merchant and swap the cards. So if he was in Khalid's position, which would you pass? The archer, the brawler, or the merchant? So let's kind of see what he does. So on the pass, all right, so on the pass, Ibrahim passed the archer. And the reason why he did that, he told me later that he didn't want to pass that merchant over because, like I just said, he didn't want to risk the chance of his opponent to swap his cards out. During the kill phase, Khalid was able to kill off a sailor, and Ibrahim had nothing, so he had to pass his turn. And Khalid got that powerful assassin card. Now the assassin can kill off any card in the deck, but again, he still has that merchant card that's kind of hanging him up. He's kind of scared to trade him off because, again, if you trade off that merchant, he could potentially swap his cards and probably have to potentially give up his assassin. Ibrahim got the hunter. So on the pass, actually, Khalid decided to give up the merchant, and he decided to, Ibrahim passed the hunter and the archer. And I think it was at this point that Khalid saw that Ibrahim was passing over too. So he figured, well, if I just go ahead and give him the merchant, maybe he prayed that the merchant couldn't get killed off. And if he tried to play the merchant, it'll be silly for Ibrahim to swap 4 for 1. Right. So Ibrahim didn't have anything. He had to pass his turn. And Khalid decides to kill off his hunter. Ibrahim gets the sailor. And Khalid gets the brawler. Khalid gets the sorcerer. And this card was the winning card for Khalid. Because a sorcerer allows you to take a card from your hand and give it to your opponent. And unless Ibrahim has a hunter, there was nothing Ibrahim could do to stop him. because during this phase, Khalid, he had the token and he was going to go first. And I guess Ibrahim didn't know that at that time, so he just went ahead and passed this sailor, and Khalid passed this hunter archer, leaving Khalid with the sorcerer to give back the sailor to win the game. So that was the end of that game between Khalid al-Ghamdi and Ibrahim al-Ghamdi, no relations. This was a good game, and if you like any more games of Deaths of Athazar, just continue to watch our YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be notified of any more new games that come on the channel. But if you want to play Deaths of Athazar for yourself, you can always go to the website at www.goacardgame.com and order you a pack. It's very cheap, but I think it's like $20. So $20 is not bad for, it's not such a bad investment for a lifetime of fun. All right, so that's the end of that game, and I'll see you next time.